touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON.
When they put up a resistance trying to stop the SON from evacuating substandard tires at their disposal about 5 months ago, many of them thought that they could scare officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria away from performing their duty and keep their bad products. We reinforced and paid dealers on substandard tires as the popular Apple Tire Market in Abuja a second visit. This time, we evacuated all used tires at that market. We told them we were not through and will stop at nothing to check the distribution of substandard tires at that market. The traders, however, threatened that it was going to be a battle they were not ready to give up. However, something strange happened during the week. We will tell you all about it. Manufacturers of cable in Nigeria are still working with the Standards Organization of Nigeria to come up with strategies to tackle the menace of substandard electrical cables in our markets. Sit back, relax as we bring you details of what the committee set up by the Director General of the SON to curb the activities of those behind the importation and manufacture of substandard electrical cables is doing to sanitize that industry. My name is Halimot Osifo. The program you're watching is Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
These are substandard products. They are dangerous to human lives and have negative effects on the nation's economy. We work round the clock in search of these products, and wherever we find them, we destroy them. We are committed to the war against substandard and fake products. We are the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Join us on Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety.
We begin the program by telling you that a workshop aimed at expanding trade between Nigeria and Brazil held in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's part of an ongoing collaboration to foster international trade between the two countries. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, was part of Nigeria's delegation led by Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Mariam Yalwaji Katagum. Discussions at the 3-day workshop focused on facilitating investments and business opportunities between Nigeria and Brazil. Efforts were made to create effective partnership and funding opportunities to increase foreign direct investments into Nigeria. In another development, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, partners Standards Organization of Nigeria to boost quality of local content of materials and products used in Nigerian oil and gas industry. Executive Secretary, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, Engineer Simbi Kesiye Wabote, during a courtesy visit to the SON's headquarters in Abuja, acknowledged the role of SON in the elaboration of standards and called for more quality assurance of equipment, materials, goods and services in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. The SON boss, Malam Farouk Salim, expressed delight at the agency's commitment towards quality, while both parties agreed to come up with a memorandum of understanding to improve products in the oil and gas sector. Hello and welcome to the program and thanks for watching. If you are one or group of importers or even dealers on substandard products in the country and think you have what it takes to scare men of the Standards Organization of Nigeria away from performing their duties in Nigeria, you had better start thinking quality and embrace standards. This is because the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Selim, says stiffer measures await offenders and there will be no hiding place for substandard products in Nigeria. He gave this warning when traders of Apple markets tendered an unreserved apology for their unruly and reprehensible acts when they tried to stop men of the SON from carrying out their official assignments in Abuja. The report.
That was the ugly scene that ensued between officials of the SON and Apple traders. It took the maturity, understanding and professional conduct of officials of SON and the security agencies to restore peace and order. There were gunshots, vehicles attacked, while a couple of officials of the agency sustained injuries in that chaotic encounter. It was a high display of recklessness and irresponsibility by the traders who tried to, even at the expense of their lives, to keep and sell substandard used tires to consumers.
We have put them on their knees, and definitely they are coming to us, and we still want to, seek their cooperation if they don't want, the violent aspect of the enforcement to be done, so that we can go and silently and, evacuate those tires. Then the follow-up action will be done on those tires, because the Director General of Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Selim, is determined that whatever and wherever substandard products are, we are going to get to the root of it and evacuate and make sure that this country is safe for everybody. So there's no hiding place for merchants of substandard products, be they importers, distributors, or retailers.
Not daunted by their irresponsible act, the SON paid a second visit to that market and this time overpowered the greedy traders and evacuated used tires from the shops at the market. The SON boss made it categorically clear that no one person or group of persons is bigger than the law and will be allowed to get away from any breach as provided in the Agencies Act No. 14 of 2015.
There are no laws in this country that will make used tire importation legal. The mob action was to scare our employees so that they don't do their jobs. The utterances of the people in the mob were very unfortunate. Standard Organization of Nigeria can go anywhere in the country to seek substandard items, to confiscate substandard items, to seek court injunctions to destroy them. It's our responsibility to do that. Unless the National Assembly change that law, nobody in this country will stop us from doing our job. No amount of intimidation, no amount of vandalism or lawlessness will stop us from doing our job.
The traders, realizing the grave consequence of their actions in the eyes of the law and the negative impact of their bad products on consumers, succumbed to the law. They tendered an unreserved apology to the Director General of the SON, officials of the agency, and Nigeria at large. They say they regret their shameful, selfish act and promise to operate within the ambits of the law, adding that they will hand over what is left of the bad products to the SON and embrace quality goods.
We thank God we are able to sit down, dialogue and settle the issue. And we have agreed that all our members must be dealing on standard tires, not the fake ones. And we also agree that any tires we see coming to the market that is not standard, we have to report to the Standard Organization of Nigeria so that our customer will be buying a standard goods.
They advised other importers and dealers on products to sell only goods of acceptable standards.
We will be working hard to make sure there's no good that is substandard that's coming to the market. And if we find one, as the executive will come over and report, because no, we are not the importer, we are not the producer. What we do is, whenever we sell such product to a customer, he complain. Another one complain, which means that product have an issue. So the only authority will do immediately to report to SOS that this product that they import into the country is not standard. But we would like them to go and checkmate the importer and know why these goods are not standard. It's important that any of the customers to purchase any product, those tires, that they find out that they have issue. So that we come to every market have an association that control the market. We come to the union executive, report such matter, so that we from there carry on and know. Because without the customers who are buying it to come and report, we won't know the ones are not standard. So we are advising the customers to always complain whatever they find out any goods that is not standard, so that we can able to carry on from there and make our report. Then to our members, we always talk to them, because whenever we find out that this particular product are not good, we call them, announce to them, you should stop buying such products, that the products are not good. And I know all our members are cooperating, except those ones who are not members. We cannot fight them. But the only thing we promise the SON, if we find out that those people that are not members are not doing the right thing, the option is to invite the SNS to take in charge of the matter and punish them for what they are doing.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
Our country right now is threatened by substandard goods, resulting into industries not surviving in this country. We cannot continue to have individuals physically destroying our economy. That's economic sabotage, and we are not going to tolerate that.
Join us on Standard on You, your guide to product quality and safety.
Welcome back. Did you know the danger you'll be exposing yourself to whenever you allow your electrician to install substandard electrical cables in your house? It's a risk many of us take for granted, all in a bid to cut costs. If you are one of those who have used substandard cables or about to install such in your house, you are advised to ascertain the quality of this life-endangering products. This advice is coming on the heels of a strategic partnership between the Cables Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and Standards Organization of Nigeria. Please take a listen.
It's a very important material needed in every home to provide electricity. The electrical cable is a life-endangering product sold almost everywhere. There are over 1,000 brands manufactured locally and imported into the country. Investigations by the Standards Organization of Nigeria reveal that the ones produced locally are of premium quality and also affordable.
The industry is one of the industries that makes Nigeria very proud, and it's one of the source of pride for us, and source of income and employment and taxes for Nigerians altogether. So it's very important, especially in these times of insecurity and unemployment, to make sure our performing industries are not only protected, but they are helped to get better.
However, over the years, some bad businessmen, realizing that Made in Nigeria cables are of high standard and popular selling brands, decided to start cloning or faking these Made in Nigeria electrical cables.
What I find is the DG was receptive. And I think that's the first thing. You know, we're willing to sit down and dialogue this out. And some issues that I didn't even know that the body had started to fight on our behalf, I got to find out. So this is good for us to know that we are on the right side and we're on the right team and we're in this together. So I see that there is good hope, there's plenty of opportunities, and we can fight this fight together.
The activities of these unscrupulous importers is not just a worry to the SON, local manufacturers, but poses great danger to consumers who in most cases find it difficult to differentiate between a standard and a substandard electrical cable.
There is no orientation. Even most of the things you are buying you think is original. You don't have any knowledge of how to determine fake products.
They might be illiterate, and so whatever they are offered in any shop, they take without going through the scrutiny of, has it expired? Is it substandard, or is it the original?
They don't know that it's fake. Nobody that we see anything that is fake that we like to buy it. Maybe because of ignorance, that is why they buy it. They don't know that it's fake.
How will the people know what they are buying is good or not? you have situation whereby the packaging of the fake and the original is the same. So there is no way you can distinguish between the fake and the original.
The genuine local manufacturers who have invested a whole lot to keep their factories up and running have been engaging officers of the Standards Organization of Nigeria on ways to check the influx of these bad electrical cables into Nigeria. The prevalence of substandard electrical cables, they stressed, is taking its toll on their brands and businesses. At the last meeting between CAMAN and SON in Lagos about a month ago, the Chief Executive Officer of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, inaugurated a joint committee to come up with measures to tackling the menace of substandard electrical cables in Nigeria.
Aside from the quality of cable, the technicians doing the installations too are part of the problem. Because so many of us don't have an idea of the kind of cables they install or what they should be installed for particular appliances. They either, give you quotations and then go to buy different things, or they give you quotation for a higher size and then install lower size for you. So that is part of the problem. So even that area too, on the installation side, we are still, talking with the government agencies that are regulating that area, and they will have to certify. There is a program to certify the installers of these cables. So all of that are encompassing, and they are going to fight this battle. So for the lab, yes, the areas that we have found, of course, most of the cables that have not met our requirements, we have found, the parameters. We know about the parameters that are not complying. So all of that, for Nigerian-made cables, we have assurance about them. We are sure because constantly, about 4 times in a year, we monitor their production.
The committee has been working assiduously and have made significant seizures, as explained by a member of the committee and Deputy Director, Inspectorate and Compliance, SON, Engineer Enebi Onucheyo.
Some that are trying to infiltrate into the market now, calling themselves manufacturers, not doing the right thing, and are not members of the association too. And those who are full-time importing these cables, which are said to be substandard. So we are working on all that with them. And it's a marriage that will definitely help sanitize the sector at the end of the day. Though it's still early to say this is where we are going to end, but definitely whoever come into that sector to bring in substandard cable will never allow that person to have his way. Because as we all know, made in Nigeria cable is among the best cable in the world. So everybody patronizes made in Nigeria cable. So since we have attained that status, we will never allow anybody to come in here and then dent that status.
Consumers have been advised to use only qualified electrician for the installation of electrical cables.
Accept to buy made in Nigerian cables. That will be able to trace whether there's a problem. Again, when you are installing your cables, when you are doing your wiring, ensure that you use a technician that is certified. NEMSA certifies installers. So ensure that the person, ask the person whether he's certified. He should have a certificate for it. If he doesn't, then don't use him. Because those are the kind of people that you cannot trace their works. And they will definitely try to use things that will not, that of substandard. So the people you use to do the installation, and then the cable you buy, and again, don't interfere when a certified technician installer has given you a price. Don't think you go for a cheaper product. We heard people talk to installers. Look, I know, how about this cable? Go and use that one for me. That one I'll be satisfied with that. All of that will lead to problems. When the problems come, whatever you're trying to save will not be there. You rather it will destroy all you have labored for.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't
I'm here, I want to work. I want to protect our industry. I want to make sure people are employed. I want to make sure bandits don't have people taking over our country because the people don't have jobs. I want to make sure our schools are working because the government is collecting taxes and paying for schools and building roads and building railways. This is what I'm here for.
Join us on Standard on You, your guide to product quality and safety.
Call it a safety equipment between your household appliances and power supply. This voltage regulator protects your television, refrigerator, air conditioner and other expensive appliances in your home from harmful, low and high voltage fluctuations. You already know it's the stabilizer, and I'll be sharing 5 standard tips on stabilizer after responding to your messages. Daniel Omere from Lagos says, can someone send goods like tires, iron, television from UK to me here, but not expired goods? Daniel, it's a choice to receive goods from other parts of the world, but it's important you ensure those goods are of good quality and safe for use. Raphael from Benue says, thank you for the program. Despite the poor economic situation in the country, it's really annoying you end up buying fake goods. I can totally relate. It's your hard-earned money and you should get goods that satisfy your needs. I can assure you that the SON remains committed to ensuring consumers get value for money. Samuel from Sapele says, it's SON's responsibility to check fake products. If your people are doing their job, those fake products can't be in the country. No doubt the Standards Organization of Nigeria is vested with the responsibility of protecting Nigerians from fake and substandard products. The agency is deploying several measures to do that. But remember, all hands must be on deck to tackle the menace of substandard products in Nigeria. You have a role to play. Francis from Calabar says, what is Standard and You about? Thank you. Standard and You is a public sensitization program sponsored by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to educate you on product quality and safety. Our transmission time is 6:30 p.m. every Monday on NCN Network. Dan from Gombe says, I enjoy your program. Thanks, Dan. Glad to hear from you. Now to 5 standard tips on stabilizer. Buy SON certified stabilizer from reputable stores and consider nature, power consumption range of your appliance and the level of voltage fluctuations experienced in selecting a stabilizer. Keep your stabilizer away from water to prevent electric shock. Check for loose connections regularly and handle with care to avoid severe vibration during work. Avoid overloading the stabilizer. Ensure total power of appliance connected to your stabilizer is within operating power range that is lesser than the rated wattage of the stabilizer. Don't ever disassemble a working stabilizer. Repair jobs should be done only by professionals. There you have it, 5 standard tips on stabilizer. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. 0705972445 is the number to send in your messages to with your full name and location. Catch up with missed episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, hit the subscribe button, it's free. Thanks for watching, and as always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy fake product? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life.